I can upload this and not worry about the recording because I wasn't recording. Let's do it a third time. All right. That's fine. But yeah, I will be skipping this friend section. But yeah, basically, hello future me. I hope a lot of things have changed since this for the better. I've started streaming and know absolutely nothing about it. So if you want a time frame of when this happened, there it is. And then, but hey, I'm doing it, so there's that. This is just predictions of what friends do. I think the only reason I did this was because they like gave us ideas. Because I think part of it was like ask questions for the future or something like that. And this was one of them they had. It was like, oh, like, what are your friends gonna do? So I just threw that on there. I think also though, later down here, it'll open up a lot about what I seem to really care about as an 8th grader. Because now actually when I look back at it, it's not that big of a deal. But it seems like when I was writing this, I thought it was gonna be a big deal. Yeah. I said, I guarantee you COVID-19 will be over, not as bad when I graduate, which is true. That was a pretty good assumption there. I mean, yeah, I guess it is over, but like it's still not great. Like COVID is still very much around. But it's at least the point where I can say COVID, I'm pretty sure, on YouTube and not get demonetized. So like, that's pretty neat. I had to write this when I had a mask on, remember that? The funny thing about this is that I still wore a mask throughout the entirety of high school. I was actually not going to. And then sophomore year, first week of sophomore year, I actually didn't wear a mask. And then I immediately, like, okay, so 8th and freshman year, I wore a mask the whole time, never got COVID. That first week when I stopped wearing a mask, I got COVID immediately after that. And so I just wore the mask. I still wore it after that. And then later I just liked wearing it. So yeah, throughout my entire high school year, basically, except for that first week of sophomore year, and actually these last few, like graduation practice and graduation, I've worn a mask every day. So yeah, that actually isn't hard to remember. Has my stream worked out? I hope so. We're still working on that one. Yeah. So we're still working on this. Hope so. Still have time to work on it through high school. No, still time to work on it though after high school. Probably be in the talent show for something, which I did. I didn't realize that was like so late into the year. I thought for some reason it already happened. But yeah, that did happen. Is this double spaced? No, okay. I thought there was like 2 spaces there. I sure do have a Wii U problem though, which isn't great. Yeah, this was definitely a big issue starting out. Was for some reason so my Wii was downstairs with the TV, and then we moved it up to like, and I had all the consoles essentially by the computer, right? And when it was down with the TV, it worked perfectly fine, but for some reason when we moved it up, it completely broke. So yeah, and then we had to buy a new one essentially. I think it was used technically, but it was at I think like a retro game store. But yeah. I have a feeling though it'll be the degree in which I become successful. That wasn't necessarily true, but I mean, I guess so, because my most viewed ones are games I played on the Wii and I like record through my Wii U, so I guess technically that is true. Like, I don't think any of the ones have gotten like any decent views have been not on like the Wii when I played them. I think they've only been Wii games that have had like a decent amount of views, like over 100 probably. Which is crazy, but yep, that's how it is. Well, I have a girlfriend. Well, if I don't, as of reading this, I still have a lot of time and I'll go many different places in my lifetime, so don't stress about it. Just focus on streaming. It will happen, I'm sure of it. I think with this, I was saying like it'll happen eventually with you having a girlfriend, but it really just makes it seem like you should prioritize streaming over finding a girlfriend. Which I guess is probably true. That is probably good advice. Like, it is probably better when you don't go actively looking for one, right? And it just happens naturally. Because I think that'll probably, you know, I don't have any experience obviously, but like I would think that would be better, like a lot more sustainable. So yeah, that's pretty neat. Just don't stress out about your future. You're about to go to college. Yeah, I didn't do that. It's funny because my friend that I still talk to, I think back here, like they were like, oh, I'm not going to college, right? And I'm not going to college. And then they're going to like an art college. And I would, at that point was like, oh, I'm going to college, I'm going to college. And I didn't go to college. So like we like flipped, which is funny. This is the biggest opportunities. Yeah, like this is me talking about college and I don't. I didn't go, so it's like, well, even if you don't date one of your crushes, it's fine. It happens to everyone all the time, so don't worry about it. You'll still have crushes, and I also have a crush on you. Take your opportunities and just take chances in life. I feel like I haven't been doing this, I'm gonna be honest. Which I don't know, like I think that's more of a way I environment I grew up in, which was like, it wasn't really encouraged to take opportunities, like take chances. I feel like, and like it wasn't the fault of like, well, it was the fault of my dad, but like my brother was dealing with some mental stuff, so like I don't blame him. But yeah, like I definitely wasn't in like a environment that would encourage that kind of stuff. And I just kind of stay in our comfort zone, so that is something I'm gonna have to learn as I am an adult, among many other things. Great. At school and college are probably the best time to take those chances. So one of those chances work, it'll be amazing for the rest of your life. If you get denied friend zone, me talking about the girlfriend again, hey, at least you know now that the person wasn't into you, and that's fine. You can leave them and your brain alone about. I don't know why I said about. Why did I say about? You can leave them and your brain alone about. I don't think that should be there. Oh well. Express your feelings more, it'll help you build your identity, also change the minds of other people. So just express yourself. If you get in trouble for expressing yourself, first of all, First Amendment. I'd like to remind people, this was written in 2021. And like, this is the part that I actually wanted to bring up. Because it's actually insane, like I wrote this in 2021. And on top of that, this is not only in 2021, but this is when I was still mostly apolitical. My political ideology base at this point was Trump bad. That was it. That was my political like stance, right? I was apolitical other than that. It wasn't until like sophomore year, like, and I think latter half of sophomore year that I actually started looking more into that stuff and getting more interested in politics. But like, yeah, I think that's what is especially crazy about me saying this. And second of all, that's fine. The words you say will last longer in the people there than maybe that detention or maybe even suspension. Your words are what can help change the world. Your content can help change the world. So just remember that your words are more important than whatever bad thing happens to you by saying those words. Which, hey, if you see this, it can help a lot of people. You would just make a video about it that is maybe 3 minutes long. It wouldn't be that long or that much effort, but it can help so many people, and I hope you remember that. Just say the words that need to be said. It is that easy and simple, and just like that, the world would be a better place. I truly believe and mean all these things, and you know it best out of anyone. Wouldn't you agree? To this and all my friends and families and fans of my content. This one's funny. Thank you for everything that has happened leading up to graduation. I did it. I'm on my own. A fate I thought that was so far away. This should have been like there should have been something here. A fate I thought was so far away, but is here now, and just feels so weird now, thinking that 4 more years and this will all become a distant memory. Seriously, sincerely, in an 8th grade me. But yeah, like this part of, like here is freaking crazy. This was entirely the reason I went, because I think if I didn't have this part, I wouldn't have actually read it on stream. But it's the fact that like I talked about this, like this section here, like that's crazy for me who was apolitical at the time, and also in 2021 to be talking about this, like that's crazy. Like, I feel like that part was like very topical. You know, like that's nuts. Yeah. That's the main reason why I wanted to read that. So yeah. So I just realized it has my freaking email. I had to get rid of my email. I'll just put a black bar over it probably or something. Does YouTube Editor have that kind of option? I don't think so. But I can just at least see. Oh, it has blur. Oh, good is the blur. Oh, the blur's like not great.
Where's your playlist taking you? Down the highway? To the mountains? Or just
the
into
blur
daydream
is so like
mode while you're stuck
not...
in traffic? With over 4,000
Dude, that's like
worldwide, Best Western is
it
there
doesn't
to
blur
help you make
anything.
the most of your getaway. Wherever that
Bruh.
is. Because the only thing better than a great
What is that?
is a great trip.
That is
Life's a
awful.
trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save.
That blur sucks. I can't even move it now for some reason. I'm gonna just have to find another yeah, this is for faces. I'm just gonna have to find another video editing software probably. And it's annoying too because all I want to do is put a freaking black box. That's it. But I won't be able to do that. It's freaking annoying. Yeah. I don't know why I just kept these emails up. I've been staring at these and like they're not they're all college emails. I'm not going to college here, so they're all worthless. I mean, to be fair though, like my last name I've put out there so many times. I forgot the freaking like name. It was actually on my Windows 11. Was just literally my last name, Gaming. That's on so many VODs. Stranger's kind of whatever, but it's kind of like, man, that kind of sucks. At least I won't be surprised though if they freaking guess my first and last name, you know? Because I'm sure with some content creators, it's like, how did you know what my last name was, you know? But me, like, it's not that big of a deal. Because it's just out there. Because I'm a dumb. Yeah. We're getting 30 minutes, dude. Okay, well, on the recording it's gonna be less, but that's just because I forgot to record. That would do it. Yeah, now I don't feel like playing games again. God freaking dang it. Yeah, next time I'm streaming is gonna be after graduation. So I'm stream tomorrow and I stream Sunday, which is when my graduation is. Oh yeah, I guess I could say more about what happened that day too, because I didn't do that. So part of it, and actually I think like the beginning basically. I mean the beginning was like we got food, which it's school, so of course it's pizza. Which is someone who thinks it's just average. I'm just like, can we get something else maybe? Like for once at these school events. I mean again, it's like the best food to like feed a bunch of people, but still like man. And still like man, I want some variety. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna burp soon. Oh. Hang on. There it is. Finally happened. Yeah. The first thing we did after that was we did the clap out, elementary school clap out, where all the elementary kids walked out and they were gonna clap for us, you know, as we walk through the hallways. And I thought they would do that by like alphabetically, like in alphabetical order, but no, because what they told us is like, oh, okay, just go out by the auditorium, right? When you're ready, because they want us to have our cap and gowns on, and I basically already had mine on, so I was like, all right, I'm set, I'll just go out. I actually walked back just to make sure like I wasn't like I actually was supposed to go there, but then I went back, and I was close to like by the door because obviously that's where we were supposed to be around. Because yeah, also I think it was like the middle school or something that was watching a movie, and like literally some people my grade just literally walked in the auditorium. It's like, okay, man. But yeah, or like we're just outside of it because the door was open, and they were just loudly talking about, oh yeah, like this movie, and like, oh, then when this happens. It's like, come on, man. Like at least be in a whisper if you're gonna talk about the movie, you know. Yeah, so the principal was basically just like, all right, let's go, and I was by the door, so I was actually in the front of the whole clap out. So yeah, that's something I wasn't expecting, but I also was like thinking like right before, I was like, I feel like I'm one of the worst people to be in the front for it though, because like I don't know if it's a long stride, but I definitely walk fast. And there definitely was a time I heard some people behind me tell me to slow down, and so like right before I was like, ooh, maybe it wasn't like maybe it was a bad idea for me to be in front, you know. It wasn't the greatest idea. But yeah, so I was in the front, and I think if I wasn't in the front, I wouldn't have like stuck my hand out for all the kids, but like I feel like since I was in the front, I was obligated to start the high fives, you know, with all the kids, because like I feel like it's weird that dude in the front doesn't do it, you know. Like I feel like I had to. Shockingly though, because I feel like a lot of times kids will like go and like try to smack your hand. There was like one that actually did it, and they actually didn't like smack it that hard. Unless I did that when I was younger, because like I always remember like stuff like that with like my hand would be freaking hurt so much, but it might have been just me doing it. But I think, well, I don't think it was my idea. It was just I saw other people doing it. It's like, I want to do that too. So yeah, maybe that was it. And it was also like a third grader, right? So I mean, how hard could they really slap, you know? And it hurt. So, but yeah, I would just, because obviously I'm more of an introvert, so I'm not full in on like, yeah, high five. So I would just rub my hand over them. I would just rub it over them. Like I would put no force into it, just like, you know. Yeah, I was in the front. I was surprised though, because like when I looked behind me, the person who was directly behind me though always was like right there. So I think I did a pretty good job of keeping a decent speed, like not going too fast. Again, there was like the one person who said something, but yeah, that was it. Other than that, yeah, it was weird though, because obviously when like you're so used to doing it for like 12 years, I think. Well, not 12, like 11. Because I think we did it every year. I think this was like the 1 year like the middle school and high school weren't involved. Unless last year we weren't involved either. Because we brought back exams last year, so I think maybe last year we didn't do it, and I think it's because of exams. Because I do remember freshman and sophomore year, we clapped out for the seniors. But yeah, again, we didn't have exams, so I assume that's just because it was on that last week and no exams or anything, so they kind of did that. Because yeah, we still had class technically, like obviously not every person was there for exams. Those reasons I think that was the last day, and I think it's not common that they'd have classes at the end of the day, but yeah. It was still kind of weird though to be like the ones walking it. The one thing I don't understand about graduation though, because like we had this like whole thing and it was like part of it is like you have to walk up to the seats, right? And it seems like it has to be like in time to music, but also like the person, we're in two hallways and the person like across from you, you have to go at the same speed as them for some reason. Like I don't know why that would matter at all. I don't think people would notice, but whatever. And also like, yeah, you really just have to like stay standing or whatever. Like you just can't act of your own free will until the principal is like, all right, do this, now do that, which I guess is like fine, right? When, you know, we're like kind of walking through it, you know. But like, especially when like you're getting bombarded with information, right? So I was just like, I don't know. Luckily my last name is towards the end of the alphabet, so I'm gonna be like, I'm in the last row, so I'll see how it goes for like most of them, which is nice. It was funny though too, because one person showed up late because we were doing pictures, right? And like we did like a whole group picture. And then they're like, wait, why do we have an empty seat? Get the seat out of here. And then the person actually showed up when we were like practicing the like walking up to it. And so they're like, your chair's not there, but like they didn't get rid of the gap. So like that person had to go get a chair and put it there while they were doing the graduation thing. And I just think that's really funny. I wish that was in the actual graduation thing, dude, where they just had to walk up and put the chair in while they were doing it. But yeah, I don't know why it has to be this grandiose, like it has to be like we're on, like it's just a spectacle, I guess. And like sure, it's a big moment, but like I don't think it has to be like this choreographed, right? Like I feel like it's just kind of a that's neat kind of thing. I don't know why it has to be like, all right, so you gotta do this exactly, right? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah. I think that was most of it. And yeah, obviously the stuff we got. I also got an Amazon gift card, which I don't know because there was that time in like sophomore year where like we had to volunteer for a day or something like that. So I don't know if I got it because of that or if I was just because I was senior, but I think it's because I volunteered for that. It seemed like if you just volunteered at all or like donated any money at all, you would have gotten it. But like, since I volunteered for that, I think that's why I got the gift card. I also don't even, because I've never seen an Amazon gift card like in the box or whatever. So like I started ripping at it, but I'm like, I don't know if I need that or not. So like I ripped part of it, but then I stopped because like it looked very easily rippable. So I'm like, I think I'm supposed to, but like there's also like a barcode on the like outside cardboard thing, and I also don't know how much it's worth because it doesn't seem like it's specified. I think that's why I wanted to rip back the cardboard, because like this doesn't have a value on it. It's just a gift card. Yeah, they also gave us that. It was also funny too though, because actually I do have one more. At the very end, right, when they're like, okay, maybe we should like practice like going out, you know, like when we're gonna leave, right, like practicing that. And then the one person is like, all right, everybody kindergarten through 12th grade, like line up for a picture. And then we took the picture and then it was just done. like we were just dismissed after that. I was like, oh, okay. So I guess we're not doing that then. Also, my friend was not there. Probably because they didn't have a cap and gown, and yeah, I don't even know if they're gonna be there for Sunday. Doesn't seem like they will be. So yeah, there's that. I do wish though, like with speeches, like they would have made it so like if you had a speech, you could speech. Because I feel like in the time of world, like the time of day and year, you know, with what's going on politically, I feel like it'd be very important to have a speech like that. But yeah, we're probably not gonna get that. I think our middle school principal though that isn't even there anymore is gonna be one of our speakers, which is kind of neat. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Because yeah, we technically like our 8th grade year, so our last year in middle school was his last year. So I mean, it makes sense. We were the last like full class he had. Yeah, I think it's everything from that. I don't know if I'll have any graduation stories because like, yeah, you know, it's like graduation. I feel like everything I said now was like I think it's basically already been said, you know, come this upcoming time. So yeah, seems like it's gonna be like an hour, and then yeah. Also, if I forget to write my cap and my name in my cap, I'm just not gonna throw it. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm not gonna bother to like trying to find it through all the nameless ones. Because I also said if you wanted to, so I don't have to, right? If I forget about writing my name on it, I'm not throwing it. Which I'm sure will make me look like a fruit. Real cool guy, but like, listen, my name's not on it. I'm not gonna try and go looking for it. This is so weird though, like you have to wear dress clothes on top of the freaking cap and gown, because like, dude, you'll barely see the freaking clothes. Like, why? Oh yeah, that was another thing too. When we were practicing, like we could just take off our cap and gown. We didn't have to wear them, which I thought was very interesting. But yeah, and yeah, I think come Monday is really when I'm gonna start looking for jobs now. Because after that, I truly don't have any direction. Right? Like there is nothing to look ahead at least right now. Right? Because content creation, boy, when that starts growing, who knows, man. Certainly when you don't have any money, that's not when you grow. Yeah. Yeah, I will say it's also weird now though to like, because I'm listening to my videos now and all that, and like I'm so used to being like, oh man, well, I can only watch like a few of these long ones, but I'm like, no, I actually just have basically like infinite amount of time, right? So now it's just like throwing me off. I'm just like, no, actually I have all the time in the world. You know, I basically just like the only time I wouldn't have time to watch them is this time, like when I'm streaming. That's it. It's basically the only time I wouldn't. Oh yeah, we'll say on mobile though, like it made a freaking dumb update with playlists. Like it makes sense, right, with the shuffle to have the first video or whatever, like shuffle with the rest of it, like because before it didn't. But I feel like most playlists, especially on mobile, you're probably doing like a song playlist, and when you have over 200 songs, it'll just throw you in like this like chunk of like 200, right? Of like before and around it, before and after it. So to get to the beginning of the playlist, you have to keep like, either you get lucky and it was in the first 200, so you're already there, or if you're not, you have to keep clicking the top video that you're at until you get to it, which is freaking stupid. Because like, yeah, again, it makes sense, you know, like when you think about it, and like I think technically even desktop did that, but like I feel like for mobile and when you're mostly probably doing it, or like at least like start at one still, because I think it's like it still goes to what video you hit shuffle on, so like that's why it does it. I feel like what it should do though is still go to the number one, right? But it doesn't do that. It goes on the one you shuffled on, which is stupid. I don't know why it does that. Doesn't make any sense. Like, yeah, I think if you're gonna do that where you actually shuffle in the first song as well, like at least make it so it starts at 1. Like, come on, man. Like, that's what I freaking hate about it, dude. Ugh. Losing my mind. I don't know why I said that. Well, now I'm actually losing my mind, you know. Maybe it was a self-report, you know. That's what it was. One of these days I'll play like Deaf as a Can or something. It's like, dude, like my sleep schedule's all out of whack. I can't sleep. Like, dude, I literally went to bed at 2 and woke up at 8. Like, I've been up for 12 hours. It's bad, dude. I haven't been too tired. I've yawned a bunch, but like, I haven't felt tired. Oh, I'm gonna yawn again. God dang it, dude. I feel like every time I bring up yawning is when I do it. Well, I think because like yawning is contagious, right? So like, I think it's a little bit of like a psychological thing, right? So I guess it makes sense. Like if you bring it up, then your brain will do it. Yeah. I do feel like I'm getting a little bit of a handle on singing, a little bit. I should definitely do vocal exercises though, and then do singing. Because I'm still only singing like without doing any vocal exercise like at all. Because at least like sometimes do like the raspberry thing. And you do it with like different pitches. I try. I at least do that. But yeah, I have not been doing that recently. And I should really do that. Yeah, I think I'm getting better at it. I could even play like Tekken or something, even though I'd probably rage at it. Today's Friday, right? Yeah, okay. I'm be honest, now that school's out, I'm gonna have no idea what day of the week it is. Because that really was like the only thing keeping me like aware of what day of the week it was. I guess maybe if I get a job, that'll be the case, but as of right now, since I don't have a job, yeah, no, I'm just gonna have no idea what day of the week it is. At all. I've not posted on Twitter Actually, when have I made a tweet? I guess I quote tweeted the 23rd, but like when did I make a standalone post? When did this get a retweet? I don't remember this getting a retweet. Huh. Oh no, I retweeted myself. That's what it was. Okay. Because I was gonna say, like, I don't remember getting a notification of like that one tweet being reposted. Yeah, no, it definitely was. This is definitely my last week where I was just freaking only on Twitter. That was like the only thing I could do. So like, when was the last time I had a standalone post? Because a lot of these are quote tweets. I'm not gonna necessarily count that. I repost a lot of stuff. Oh, it was the SGA thing. That's what it was. Oh, I actually did eventually get a like for this. Oh yeah, because I think it was from a freaking like artist, which just started liking all my posts. That's what it was, I think. Yeah, like the SGA thing, which is like really stupid. They were just calling him like the worst MVP and literally James Harden, like, because they're obviously gonna play about him like being a foul merchant or foul bait or whatever, and like James Harden literally had more free throw attempts and less points in his MVP season. Like, and you're calling Shea the worst one in the last like 20 years. Like they even said like Steve Nash was better. I'm like, all right, dude. Like, how about we chill out? Dude average 18 points and won MVP. Okay, buddy. I get points and everything, but still, like 18? Really? 18 points. Like, I think even in the 2000s, like, that's not the most. Not the most amount of points. Yeah, I do want to see, like, the MVP race of that. So I'm gonna go Nash's. Yeah, like 2006 one, which was, yeah, this is when he averaged 18. Like, I guess he averaged 10 assists, right? Like 50, 40, 90. Like, yeah, even going for win shares, dude, Nash was, what is that, like 8th? Mans was like not even close of like being like the highest contributor. Like that was like LeBron or like Dirk actually had the highest. Kobe, Chauncey Billups had more, dude. Like, wait, Elton Brand had more, dude. Sean Marion had more. They're on the same team, dude. What the frick, man? like what are we doing? And then the one before that where Nash also won. Dirk also did better, LeBron did better, Amari was better. Who's PJ Brown? Bro averaged 10 points and 9 rebounds, and then one voter was like, yep, that's the guy. What? Okay. Like I know I'm crabby on Steve Nash, but like, dude literally had 10 points and 9 rebounds. That was it. Yep, that guy deserves MVP votes. Marcus Camby had a double-double though, 10 points and 10 rebounds. He's crazy with it. You know, literally Amari also was like rated better than Nash as well. Nash actually averaged 15 in his first MVP season. That's crazy. Yeah, I can see why Shaq was freaking butthurt by that, dude. Man averaged 15 points and won the freaking MVP. That's nuts, dude. He averaged the 3rd lowest. Behind freaking, or ahead of PJ Brown and Marcus Camby. I don't even think should really have a freaking point there, but whatever. You know, that's fine. Also, my phone is very warm. So I'm probably gonna turn it off. We're gonna do that. And hopefully it goes fine by then. I didn't even look at the notification because that's why I actually went on my phone and I didn't even see what the notification was. Oops. Hope it wasn't anything important. Actually, yeah, Shaq was also in the bottom half of points. Iverson averaged 30, and man got 5th. Like, what are we doing, man? He averaged 30 and 8 assists and 2.5 steals. Got 5th. Alright. Yeah, because I think this is back when they cared more about team success. I mean, I think that still plays a factor a little bit, but I don't think it's as crazy as it was before. I didn't realize the MVP was called the Michael Jordan Trophy. Why is most improved the George Mikan one? Of all the players, George Mikan? Because I think, like, aren't there like 2 most, like, or what am I thinking? Isn't there like a 2-time like most improved player winner? Like Lou Williams or something? No, he's 2-time 6th man, I think. He's like 2-time 6th man of the year, I think. Oh no, 3-time 6th man of the year, and he almost won it 3 other times. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I feel like there's someone though who won most improved. Oh, no one has. I thought someone did. Yeah, I guess I'm thinking of 6th man of the year. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, most improved really is like all over the place. It seems like sometimes on who wins it. Wouldn't all the awards have? The awards not have like their own dedicated thing? Yeah, I guess not. That's kind of annoying. I have to like just go through the awards each year. You know, that's how you do it. Where even is that? Oh, League Awards, there it goes. I think. Oh, there's the winners. That's actually what I wanted. And then they had Hustle and Clutch Play of the Year, dude. Oh, and in-season tournament most valuable player. Whoa. Was Jimmy in contention for it twice? I know people brought it up. MIP. Yeah, no, he wasn't even in contention for it. I'm just curious though, you know, I'll just go through all these and just see if the people who won it were in contention. I would assume if they were in contention for it though, they're in contention for it like before. Like before they won it their first time. That's probably what I'm guessing there. But yeah, I assume also like the early ones probably ain't gonna be much, but yeah, Lowry had that one good year in his first year in Utah, and then really not much has happened. Did Ja really have a huge jump? Oh, I guess he did. I just always saw Jaw as just being like really good. And I guess he jumped up quite a bit from his sophomore year to his third. Yeah, and it doesn't look like any of these guys actually, like even beforehand, were in contention for most improved. Because I guess if you're in contention for it, right, like it'd be weird if, because you're probably looking at their last season directly, right? So they'd have to have another leap. But yeah, that's actually probably equally as hard to do that. I'm still looking through all of them though. Ingram also was a case where he was only an all-star the year he won most improved. The thing is, like, he's been pretty consistent though. It's actually kind of surprising. Is Siakam a 3-time all-star? Yeah, okay. I guess they don't update the awards tab until after the season's done. Yeah, none of those are filled out in the recent one. Dude, Oladipo had such a great year in freaking Indiana, and then it just all fell off because I think he got injured. The old injury bug, man. Sucks. Giannis actually is probably the best shot at, I mean, double most improved, but yeah, it doesn't look like he had that either. Yeah, doesn't look like it. Yeah, I think Giannis was probably the best shot. Because Jimmy, I saw, didn't. So. Dang, CJ's only been the the only award he's been caught up for is freaking most improved, and he won it, and he hasn't been in contention for anything else. Feels bad, man. Dragic was 16th in MVP voting in his most improved year. Dang. Man got one vote. Oh, George, did he do it? He sure didn't. Yeah, like that's the thing also, is like I feel like a lot of them are just gonna look at or like, yeah, they were already stars because like Paul George had like a lead like that was different. It was because he was like injured. I think people were like, oh yeah, no, Paul George is gonna do better, right? So like that's another weird thing with the most improved stuff, right? Like I think they'd have to fall off and then get it again, or like, yeah, have like a pretty marginal jump and then have another pretty marginal jump as well. I think that's the only way that it would happen. Like, yeah, if Granger could have gone back to where he was in Indiana, right? That probably would have been a good time for that. Yeah, like, even, like, being nominated, like, they haven't even sniffed having a second shot at it. At least the recent guys. I'm down to Boris Diaw, and so far, nothing. Bobby Simmons. Alright, now we're getting names I haven't heard of. Man did not spend that long in the league. Yeah, because I feel like also, like, once they hit that most improved mark, like, people are always like, oh, that dude's good. Right, so I think that's the problem, is, they'll just look at that and be like, oh, okay, yeah. They're already good, right? Like, they don't need it. Actually, Gilbert also would have been like a great contender for that, but yeah, I think people are just like, oh yeah, no, Mansa's already a stud. You know, like he's already won it. Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing. Dang, Jermaine O'Neal was on Golden State literally the year before they won the ring and then retired. That sucks, man. He waited just one more year. He would have gotten a championship. You hate to see it, really. Yeah, I'm just gonna go on a limb and just say no one's done it because I've literally up to the year 2000 or 2001 and Trace McGrady. I mean, none of them have done it, so yeah, I'm just gonna go on a limb and say that hasn't happened. Ugh. Bro, Jack Black's trending. It hits 1,000 posts. It's not that many. No, see, actually, Flame Man was like,
Hey guys,
that's it, I'm out of politics, and immediately day after, he was like, alright, I'm back in the White House.
your one-stop shop for music.
You just want to know American politics, just in a nutshell. It's like a very poorly written fiction, like a fanfic that you're like, there's no way this is real, right? And like, nope, it's real life. Like, it's written like a, as I said, like a poorly written fanfic, but it's real life. And yeah. It sucks. Also, I kind of wished Indiana won the last game just so we could go straight to the final. Because I do think Indiana's probably still going to win. I mean, it was a strong showing from New York. And like, they're not out of it yet, obviously, but I still think Indiana's probably going to win. Which, yeah, last time they went, and I already actually went over this, I forget. I think it was one of the Lakers years, right? I think I went against the Lakers. Was that New York? Can't remember. Last time Pacers made NBA. It was year 2000. So yeah, it was a Lakers year. They were. Oh, and they beat the Knicks in 6 games to make it in 2000. Tyrese Halliburton needs three-pointers to pass George Hill for 3rd place in franchise postseason history. Why is this image from the Miami Herald? I guess, was this from... Okay, yeah, it was from the Miami. I was gonna say, why... I mean, it doesn't even make sense anyway either, because I feel like you would use like a Reggie Miller picture. Since they didn't make it since 2000. But whatever, man. Also, yeah, it is crazy to me how like Indiana has just like always been solid. Right? Like, especially the past like 2 decades, like, when have they actually been bad? You know? Like, I think ever since the year 2000, they've just been decent. Like, always. I'm actually just gonna look. I mean, yeah, they had a few losing records like late 2000s, early 2010s. Like, since like 2000, like, they've been like decent, right? They've been solid. You know, like, yeah, like I think it may have made the playoffs, yeah. I didn't realize Rick Carlisle coached for them before. That's crazy. Like, he coached for them in 2003, unless it's a different Carlisle. But yeah, no, that is Rick Carlisle. That's crazy. I didn't even realize that he coached there before. Huh. That's funny. Man coached there when he was in his 40s, and now he's in his 60s. Yeah, like Indiana's really just stay decent. Oh, I guess 2021, 2022 is a stinker of a year for them, but yeah, like they've not had very many seasons of being like bad. Bro, Miles Turner is freaking 8th in win shares in franchise history. It's crazy how much the centers get like via win shares, dude. Like, who's Roger Brown? He's second, and it's like, is he a center? He's a forward. Oh, he played literally during the ABA times. Okay. Man was a 3-time ABA champ, though. Hang on. Man was going crazy. Roger Brown, man. Freaking stud. I wish I could see which years he won. Like, I feel like under awards, they should put, like, NBA champ or something like that. Like, I feel like that would be helpful. Especially when, like, they put the accolade there of, like, oh, they're a champion. I feel like they should do that. Just along with the awards, put NBA champ or, like, champion, champ, something like that. Alright. Yeah, like, I think their last 2 draft picks like have not been that high. Now, Benedict Mathurin was 6. But yeah, Mathurin's been pretty decent, so. Yeah, like Miles Turner even is like only pick 11. Like, that's not super high. Paul George was 10. Kawhi was 15, who they immediately traded, I think, for George Hill. Right, like, Granger was 17, right? Dude, if they kept Kawhi, it actually would have been like, they just kept winning with their like freaking low draft picks, right? Or like middle of the road draft picks, you know? Like, it was crazy. They were cooking and like that stretch there. Yeah, I think the Pacers were bad, like pretty like early in the NBA history. ABA seemed like they were pretty good, but yeah, no, NBA, yeah, they definitely had some stinkers in the 80s. Although, yeah, like, other than that, like, yeah, they actually didn't do that bad. Even, like, since the 80s, actually. Like, other than, like, the 35 and 47, oh, no, the 25 and 57, like, yeah, ever since that, they really haven't had anything nearly as bad as that. They've had a few 30-win seasons, like mid-30s, but yeah, no. Like, Indiana's always just, like, solid, you know? They're never, like, at the bottom. Which is kind of crazy. Like, that's hard to stay that consistently, like, decent, you know? I'm sure it's not hard, right? Like, because I'm sure some people just decide to blow it up, right? And then, yeah, that's gonna shoot you, like, catapult you pretty quickly. Like, I don't think Cleveland necessarily did that. They probably did, though, because, I mean, what else are you gonna do, right? After that 2018 team, like, yeah, you gotta do something. Something like that, dude. But, like, yeah, they shot back up pretty quickly. The Thunder did, too. I mean, yeah, they got, like, 1 billion picks, dude. So, like, yeah, of course they're gonna shoot back from that. Like, I think it only had, like, 1 or 2 stinker season, you know? Yeah, they're real bad in 2020 and 2020, 2021, 2021, and 2022. They were really bad in those 2 years, but yeah. And then they were 40 and 42 the next year, and that seemed like when Shea really shot up. Was that year. Yeah, now they're in the finals. Dude, Shea's already 8th. That's crazy. He's already 8th all time. Man's been there for like 5 years and has only had like 3 decent ones. That's impressive. Well, I think also it shows like, yeah, Seattle and Oklahoma City, like their history's kind of on the lower end there. Which, yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do it. I assume if they bring back the Sonics, right, like the Sonics will bring the Sonics history with them, and then it's gonna be the same thing with how they did with Charlotte and New Orleans, right? Because I think before that the Bobcats were their own thing. Like the Hornets, the New Orleans Hornets still kept Charlotte's history. I don't know if they did that though, or if once Charlotte came in, I mean, it still would have been a similar idea because they would have kept like the Charlotte Hornets. And then, yeah, it's either that their history was transferred when the Bobcats were there, or when they gave the Hornets names back to Charlotte, and then the Pelicans was, and then they moved on from New Orleans onward. It was probably though when Charlotte came back into the league, though, I would guess. They still recognize New Orleans, like the Hornets. I mean, it makes sense because it's in the same city, but still. You get what I mean with that. I mean, also, I could just Google it and probably find out the answer to that. But yeah, I assume if there's like a Supersonics team, that'll happen, which I feel like that would be like the first team they'd bring back. I mean, maybe not, because maybe they'll look for like Vegas, you know, as a market or something, but like they have to bring a team back to Seattle. I mean, literally even NHL brought one to Seattle, brought the Kraken with them. So like, I think Seattle will eventually get a basketball team. Although I will say I feel like they've been like, oh yeah, we're gonna expand for like 5 years, and they've never expanded. It's like, I don't know, man. Like NBA expansion. Let me just look up, see. Let's just see this article of, yeah, what is this comment saying? No, Bleacher Report, yeah, Bleacher Report reported in 2017 NBA expansion is inevitable and Seattle is no doubt on the table. In 2017. Bruh. It's freaking crazy. It's freaking crazy, dude. Yeah, they'll probably add 2 new ones each time. Yeah, in 2021, they said the NBA is discussing 2 expansion teams in the near future with an estimated price tag $2.5 billion each. In 2021. He says revisit periodically. 2022, he laid out a checklist. New collective bargaining agreement, which he did in 2023. Meteorites deal, which is in 2024. And the sale of the Celtics, which, yeah, I think that is, yeah, announced and nearing completion. And he told Pat McAfee in April 2025. NBA expansion talks plan to pick up soon. Las Vegas, Seattle are heavy favorites. I don't want to say it's a foregone conclusion that we're going to expand, but I also think over time organizations tend to grow. We're just beginning the process of exploring the opportunity to expand. See, in the summer we'll get into a more formal process. Expansion, I think overtime makes sense. As to precise timing, I think we'll still need to work on that. Yeah, it seems like now it's actually like decently close. Okay, we have an NBA board meeting in July in Las Vegas. NBA expansion will be on the agenda to discuss with full ownership for the 30 teams. But yeah, that opportunity early this summer. Expansion over time makes sense. Precise time we need to work on that. So yeah, July 10th to 20th is when they meet, so. Yeah, it seems like the earliest would probably be next off season. And yeah, Seattle and Las Vegas seem to be the ones. Which I was gonna say kind of throws out the parity. I think in the short term it will. Well, actually, I don't know, because the West is like strong to begin with, right? So if you take, they'd probably move like Memphis and New Orleans probably, if we're going geographically right. Because I think those two are the most east, or Minnesota. Actually, I don't know which on those. I gotta look at a map. USA map. Yeah, let me just go to Google Maps. Screw it. Let me see. Louisiana. Yeah, no, New Orleans is more east than Minneapolis, so yeah, it would probably be Memphis and New Orleans that would move. I think they're the most east. Because I assume they still want this to geographically make sense. Unless they would do a weird thing, because I think, what was it, like the Heat or like Dallas or something like that was in the East for the longest time. It was like really weird. Or well, I think it was like Vancouver actually, wasn't it? Something like that. It was like a team that absolutely did not belong to be in the other conference, but it just was. Yeah, I could definitely see him not doing Las Vegas for that reason, because I feel like Seattle's like a lock. Like, come on, you literally had the Supersonics. It's like I feel like that is a lock. But yeah, like they might not be hesitant to do Las Vegas then because of that. Yeah, it seems like now they'll pick it back up again, because yeah, I actually didn't, I think I did know about that, but I forgot about it. So yeah, that's kind of neat that they'll potentially start picking that up again. But yeah, it seems like the earliest would probably be next season, like not the 2025-2026 season, but the 2026-2027 season. That seems like that would be the earliest when they would add teams. But even then, I don't know if they would do that then. It would be funny though, because yeah, they just got a yeah, Thunder's probably just gonna get their first championship as the Thunder. So yeah. Oh, bro, the American airport system screw them over, dude. That's awesome. God. Yeah, it is a little exciting, you know, having that extra expansion. I mean, again, like they basically talked about it since 2017, you know. It seems like it's actually gonna happen like a freaking decade after that initial comment, but it's fine. No, it's whatever. You're almost at an hour and a half again. On the recording's different because I forgot to hit record. It's fine. I should really like probably get used to looking at my email and stuff like that on the other monitor. 'Cause, like, if I'm just not gonna get rid of it, I should definitely do that. I just always forget. I'm just like, oh yeah, that stuff's kind of just there. Whoops. I mean, I think also I've just kind of let this stuff slide because like nobody watches this stuff, especially like the whole way through. So like, actually that one's probably more of a problem because of that at the very beginning. It's like that one probably is more of an issue, but like yeah, the rest of them have been like in the middle, like 40-minute mark or something like that, right? Like, I haven't felt as bad about that. There's no way they're gonna watch the whole thing. I should really get back playing games though. It just sucks because I feel like if I go in with talking about something, I'm like, oh, well, I can't start something, you know, and then I don't. And then also like nothing seems appealing. I think it's because like I feel like I'm forced to have to play them, but like I think I do honestly, because like if I'm just going off my own will, I don't want to play any game apparently. So I need to stop doing that. Yeah, and I think I said what, like Tuesday or Wednesday? Wednesday, right? Because Tuesday I can't do. Wednesday I was gonna do the second one of that Brave and the Bold game. So Sunday will be something else. Yeah, I'll see you Sunday after I've technically graduated. That's neat. So yeah, I'll see you then. Goodbye.